Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. We'll be joined here by my brother Tim in a little bit. But we do have only 3 games in the NHL. It's not a great slate. And then we have 9 games in the NBA and 3 in the NHL. So we do have a decent size NBA slate to go over for today. Got a couple spots I have circled that I want to talk over with the NBA. I have the Grizzlies circled as a team I would like to back today. Not too much value on the slate here for it being a 9-game slate, and maybe a little bit for maybe a small shot at the Wizards at 16. Are 2 spots I'm kind of looking at there right off the rip when it comes to the NBA. Maybe an over in the Ottawa game for the NHL, maybe the Flyers, something along those lines. I haven't moved on anything yet, so I will be interested to see how things play out and where my numbers land and things along those lines, and what I will be end up moving on for today. I've got nothing heading into today's card, heading into today's show. I've got nothing at the moment. We will recap yesterday. 1 went right, 1 went wrong in the world of sports betting. It wasn't a great day yesterday. It was kind of frustrating. One of my favorite plays in one of my favorite games of the year was a complete flounder. So it was just frustrating. It started off well. We got the Buffalo Sabres at plus 137 and the Lightning team total under 3.5 at minus 125. And the Sabres win in overtime by a score of 3-2 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. So keeping their very, very faint playoff hopes alive are the Buffalo Sabres there with that big win. We'll get into that game last. We'll go over that one. Vegas plus 137. They were down 3-0 at the in the first period. I believe they made it 3-1 before the first period. Nope, it was 3-0 in the first period. They ended up tying it up at 4 only to give up a goal to make it 5-4 late. So that was a frustrating. They came all the way back just to lose. I got the Carolina Hurricanes team total over 3.5 minus 145, but lost the full game over 6.5 at even money. Game finished 4-2. We were lucky to get the empty net at the end there to cash the team total. So split out on that game. The Winnipeg Jets didn't show up. They were down 3-0 early, and unlike the Vegas Golden Knights, they did not fight back at all. And talk about no fight, the Minnesota Wild at even money. That was a joke, that performance by the Minnesota Wild last night. In a must-win to keep your faint playoff hopes alive type of game, you go in there and you get run out of the building against the Nashville Predators 6-1. I was lucky to bet the over 6 to break even on that game. But if you're the Wild, that's a shameful performance in that game there, in a do-or-die type of game. For your playoff hopes, as now the Nashville Predators just continue to win and continue to solidify themselves for that last playoff spot, which is frustrating because I know the Blues ain't coming back for that spot. The Kings 5-1 win over Vancouver. Very impressive performance there for the LA Kings. I believe Rittich was in net. He looked good again. And the Vancouver Canucks, I think, are a bet against squad at the moment. They're kind of getting a little bit complacent. They're really far in front of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers for the division lead. So the motivation may not be there for the Vancouver Canucks right now. So this could be a team that, because of the season they're having, are overvalued at the moment, and you can find ways to bet against them. And then the San Jose Sharks plus 110 and the night was not great. They lose 6-4 to the Ducks in that one. And the game that hurt the most last night, the Toronto Maple Leafs, for the first time in over 20 years, beat the Arizona Coyotes in regulation at home. And I was super heavy on that game. I had the Yotes plus 210. I had the Yotes plus 1.5 minus 120. I had the Yotes team total over 2.5. And I had the full game over 6.5 incredibly frustrating to lose all 4 of those plays. And it was looking like 1-3 when they made it 3-2. And then, of course, the late empty net goal put the dagger in that. And that was incredibly frustrating there. So not the result I was hoping for when I bet all those plays on that Arizona game. All 4 of them go down in smoke. In college basketball went college basketball was pretty poor as well. Got Morehead State minus 18.5. They win by 22 over Southeast Missouri State. And then after that, it was just loser, loser, loser. The Michigan Wolverines are a joke. I had them +7, +235. They lose by 30 against Rutgers. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors +2.5, +125. They lose by 12 against UC Davis, the Aggies. And then to finish off the night, the Lancers lose 62-60 in overtime against the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin, loser with Cal Baptist +1 there. So very poor night last night, down 5.5 units. It's just one of those nights where just not much went right, and hopefully we turn it around today. Not a huge card to turn it around today with Saturday coming up tomorrow. That'll be the big day. But hopefully today's a better day because down 5.5 units is inexcusable. So, yeah. So frustrating, but not great. Yeah. Head over to the chat, and then we will head into some hockey. Let's get it, bros. Another day, another opportunity. What's good, Asai? Yo, shaking my head. Yeah. UPL is the best goalie in New York. I don't know about that. Also beyond in 10-ish minutes. Fair enough. Yo. What's good, Joe Kryptonite? Sabres and Isles win close games. Yeah, I saw everybody and their mother on the Red Wings money line yesterday. How did that play out? How did everybody betting against the Islanders do yesterday? Oh, and here's the one thing I forgot to mention about that game last night because I didn't have any action on it. I leaned Detroit, but I knew that line was a trap. It was the 59th game for the New York Islanders, and they finally score an empty net goal. So they were the last team in the NHL to record an empty net goal, and they finally did it last night. What's up? What's good, Markel? Winnipeg plus Magic was my play last night, and Jets went down 3-0. So I live bet the Magic plus Kraken last night. There you go. Oh, man, no Timmy. He'll be here in a minute. What's up, my guys? Let's cash today. Hit the like button. People, show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Timmy, you know the rest of the same, my dog. Yeah, he'll be on in a minute, and we will go over all the NBA games. Yotes kept it close. It was a good read. Yeah, no, they were down 3-0. They were down 3-0 in that game. It wasn't a good read. That score is flattering for the Coyotes. We were down 3-0 at that point. So now I would disagree with that. That's just me, though. Welcome, Tim.
Hello.
3-1 in NHL last night. Preds in regulation. Under Canes Jackets. Under in Sabres Lightning. There you go. Hit Vegas plus 1.5 and Stars Parlay. There you go. Montreal Panthers, of course, went to OT. Hate 4-3. Fair. Wild, shaking my head. Yeah. Canucks aren't scoring. I said this heading into yesterday's game that the Canucks were bet against for me at the moment. And it's just because the motivation ain't there. So, top of the morning. I like the Ducks money line tonight. That's bold. We'll take a look at that game in a little bit. No more Canucks. I wouldn't say no more Canucks. I would say don't bet them until they figure it out. Maybe under 6.5 Jens sends Yotes. I'm looking the other way. I'm looking at that over. Took Sabres live when it was 1-1 at plus 130. There you go. Devils, West Coast away game, minus 255. Haha, nope. Quack. Fair. Line looked too good to pass. Yeah. I wonder who's getting traded. Warriors was an easy cash. There you go. Patterson for Natchez and Kotkaniemi. I highly doubt it. That would be a terrible trade for the Vancouver Canucks. Terrible. And they're not going to trade Patterson when they're leading the division. They're not going to trade their best player. Like, that's just not going to happen.
No.
But we have some NHL here to get us started. We have the Arizona Coyotes at the Ottawa Senators, minus 195 for the Sens, total 6.5 in this game. And everybody knows the Arizona Coyotes are on a now 14-game losing streak. Will they be able to get out of their way this game? Let's find out. Line opened up in a minus 200. It's down to a minus 183. So the lines move towards Arizona. People are betting the Yotes. I think they're really betting against the Senators at this number, which I agree with. I don't think the Senators should be this big of favorites. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 120. It's down to a 6.5 at minus 115. So we've had a move towards the under in this game as well, which is kind of interesting there. We have 59% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is coming in on the Yotes money line. 68% of the tickets, 63% of the cash is coming in on the puck line on the opposite side, though. 87% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over, and yet this line's moving towards the under, which is kind of interesting. I wanted this over. I want this over between these two teams, and maybe I just limit it to a team total over with the Yotes. I don't trust the Yotes to win a hockey game right now. I did that last night, and they burnt me tremendously. However, they do have an easier matchup in this game. Granted, it's on the back-to-back, but the Senators are not a good hockey team. I don't think they should be laying minus 185. Do I go back to the Yotes? Emmett, I want to. I really do. Even though they burnt me last night, I would only look Yotes in this game at this price. Unfortunately, damn it, that team total is minus 145 for the Yotes for 2.5. I wanted that to be more like minus 125. Damn it. I want this Yotes team total over. I want the full game over. I want the Yotes. And damn it, am I gonna really go back and go right back to the well and bet the freaking Yotes again? I want to, and maybe I have a problem with it. With I have to keep betting the Arizona Coyotes for whatever reason. But I want the Yotes in this game. I want nothing to do with the Senators.
Stop it. Get some help.
Absolutely. This is a 1-800-GAMBLER. But with this 1-800-GAMBLER, it's Arizona or nothing. Pretty plain and simple for me. It's Yotes or nothing. Do you want to back the Yotes on a back-to-back traveling? I don't know. On a 14-game losing streak, are they really going to lose the rest of their games for the rest of the season? Like, this is getting ridiculous at this point. I can only look Yotes. And I'll probably, just because I'm a sucker, I'll probably land on the Yotes.
You have fun with the Yotes. I want nothing to do with this game. I looked at the card. I have one play I'm kind of interested in, and that's in the last game. Other than that, I'm not really too interested in today's NHL card. So,
not fully understandable.
You have fun with that one.
I'll try.
Back to the chat, Nick.
Let's see.
Do they have college baseball run lines yet? That's what I need to look up. Oh, Fullerton and Seela are playing right now.
Yeah, they moved the game up. The ECU game.
I wanted to put out a tweet beforehand because I was going to say I like Seela today because the game started at 10 o'clock, aka for California time, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I thought it was going to be a bad spot. And right now, Seela was like plus 140 or something at the beginning of the game. Now they're minus 185. I'm guessing they're winning, but it won't show me the score. 1-0 Seela in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth already? Holy crap.
They started that game at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Because they also bumped up the ECU game today from, I think, 5 to 2 or something like that because of there's impending rain.
Oh, okay. I got you. I didn't know it started at 9 a.m. because I was going to put out a tweet saying Seela money line plus 140, but didn't do it.
Robert, looking at the Sens money line in the over 6.5, I feel like the over 6.5 may be the best bet in this game. It may not be the Yotes. It may be the over. Kachuk and Stutzel, 2 points. I can see it. It is Vejmelka in net too. Both goalies are not great. What's good, Nicholas Handy sends puck line. What up, y'all? New day, Modalos. There you go. Batherson point, Michelli point. There you go. I'll definitely get more into player props when FanDuel becomes available to me, which I believe we could sign up for the books now, Tim, today. But I don't think we can bet until the 11th. Yeah. I will pray for Nick. I don't even pray. Me neither. But yeah, I'm fucking hell. I'm gonna bet the Yotes today.
I'm
gonna put myself through the torture.
Do it.
Well, let's see what else is showing available on the card. If the play with the best value is the Yotes and the over, I might just bet those two and move on. We'll see. Gotta run. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, Joe. Ducks for show. Fair enough. ESB hit multiple parlays yesterday. Cash up. There you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you sent me them.
Yeah, we'll move on here where we have the Washington Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers in this game here. We have the Capitals, or no, the Flyers are minus 120 favorites in this game, total of 6 in this spot. Two teams that are kind of tricky this year. The line opened up at a minus 125. It's down to a 117 for Philadelphia. So we've had a move towards Washington in this game. And we had this line opened up at a 6 at even money. Now it's a 6 at minus 106. I have this game projected for Samuel Ersson and Charlie Lindgren. Lindgren is projected. Ersson, I don't see anybody else starting in goal for the Philadelphia Flyers right now. They just waived Cal Peterson after that horrible game against Pittsburgh. And I'm genuinely curious who's the backup goaltender for Philadelphia right now, because I don't know who they have to go to if they're not going to go with Ersson. So it's most likely Ersson or Felix Sandstrom. That'd be the other option now, is Felix Sandstrom. Philly is dealing with injuries. Jamie Drysdale, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Ryan Ellis, and Travis Konechny is day-to-day for this game as well. And let's take a look at the cash flow here, where we have 50% of the tickets and 92% of the cash is on the Flyers. Yet the line's moving slightly towards Washington, which is interesting there. 63% of the tickets are on the over, and the line moving towards the under, towards the over, I want to say. The line had moved towards the over 6 cents in this game here. I have this game projected, trying to do math in my head, with the Flyers as minus 115 road favorites. I don't see value in this game, and I have this game projected for 5.68 goals. I have this game projected for Lindgren and Ersson. These are two teams, divisional rivals, desperate for some points. This may be a decent draw spot for two teams that the Flyers are in a playoff spot right now, obviously. They're still the third seed in that Metro division. But they've got a couple teams on their tail. The Devils and the Islanders have one game in hand, but they're 5 points behind. And the Capitals here are 2 games in hand, and they're 6 points behind. So this is a big game for Washington as well in this spot. This Metro, the bottom of the Metro for this 3 seed could actually get very interesting, because it could be Philly, it could be the Islanders, it could be the Devils, it could be the Capitals, it could be the Penguins. All of them are within, I think, 7 points. So this could be a draw spot. Lean that way. No play in this game for me, though. I don't see any value in it.
That's fair. I will say the only play I have is in the final game. It would be a lean towards Washington in this one. I still think Philly kind of falls off, and obviously you just listed off a bunch of their injuries. They're beat up a little bit. But it would be a lean towards Washington. But I like a play in the next game, and that's pretty much it for today.
Fair enough. Back to the chat. I'm just punching in numbers for the final game here because the Ducks played last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they did? Then no, never mind then. I was kind of leaning Ducks. Nick, if you're willing to take any advice, please don't bet the Coyotes tonight. I wish you well if you do.
Fair.
There you go. Caps money line.
See it.
Under. That's
Under
juicy.
6.5 at -140. Wow.
Let's run Caps money line. I might bet the Senators. Sends Caps Santa Claus parlay for Nathan. He has the funniest names for parlays. I'm also leaning on OT. Could be an OT game. Let's head into the final hockey game of the day, Nick.
Yeah. We have the New Jersey Devils at the Anaheim Ducks. The Devils -250, total 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have the Devils opened up at -228. They're up to 265 on BetOnline now. So a massive line movement towards them. Line opened up at a 6.5 -120. It's down to a 6.5 at -118. So we've able to move towards the under here as well. 52% of the tickets, 93% of cash on the over, 2,900 tickets in. 84% of the tickets are on the or 86% of the tickets are on the Devils money line. 95% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Devils puck line. The Devils are coming in off of a very, I would say, impressive. I mean, they put up 7 goals, so that's impressive. We'll ignore the fact they played the Sharks. Both these teams just played the Sharks. The Devils put up 7 goals. The Ducks put up 6 goals last night against the Sharks. I'm projecting this to be Lucas Dostal and Nico Dawes. I would love to see Vanacek in that, just for me wanting to play an over, because I lean over in this game. I have this game projected for 6.78 goals. And if it's Vanacek, I would love this over even more. And I think maybe I just play the Devils over and the Coyotes over and move on with my day, type of thing. And I think actually I kind of want to do that. I want to take a little bit deeper of a look here. The Devils have been actually a little bit more of an under team as of late. They went over in their last game, a 7-2 game. Maybe that maybe that helps break their offense out. The Ducks have been about even as well. They just played a 6-4 game against the Sharks last night. They played a 4-2 loss against Nashville, 3-2, 7-4, 4-3, 9-2, 5-1. So they've been a little bit higher scoring of games here. I feel like an over in this game is worth a look. I think I'm going to just move on these overs. Devils over and Senators over for this card. And I'll just stick with those. So, yeah, I'm going to move on the 2 overs for today's card, and that's it. So over 6.5 here, -128, and over 6.5 with Coyote Sens as well.
I kind of want to keep fading the Devils. I don't think they should be this big of favorites, especially on the road. My look is towards the Ducks in this game. And it's not really a play on the Ducks. It's a play against the Devils. I mentioned earlier in the year, I thought they were overrated, and I still think they do. I still think they are.
Yeah.
So I would look towards the Ducks in this one. Just kind of a fade of the Devils.
And one thing that I'm kind of looking at in this game, and I would love to see even more of Vanacek in that, unlike the first game of the day where I was hoping for a decent line on this, I'm actually going to add this as well. I want to back the Ducks here. I'm not going to trust them to win the game, though.
That's
Their
fair.
team total, 2.5, is -120. I'll take that. Ducks team total over 2.5 at -120. I like it if it's against Dawes. I like it even more if it's against Vanacek. The Ducks have been scoring goals. It's just defensively they've struggled, and I could see a very easily a case where the Ducks score 3 goals and don't even cover a puck line in this game. Like, I could see this be 5-3, 6-3 Devils type of situation here. So I'm going to move on the Ducks team total over 2.5 at -120 as well. And that will be my card for today. Yotes sends over 6.5 -117. Ducks team total over 2.5 -120, and the full game over at 6.5 -128.
Metropolitan's money line. The Mets have the speed. The Mets have no, they don't. Who are they even playing today?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. I'm looking it up now. St. Louis. Luis Severino versus Matthew Liberatore. Oh, Lucas Giolito is pitching today. That's fun. Bryce Edler, Tyler Wells, Kenta Maeda, Ranger Suarez, Jesus Cesar. Oh, wow, I'm getting into baseball now. Anyways, Nick, I agree about the Canucks. Not a big believer in them. Robert likes the over, along with McTavish. Point. Keyshear, 2-point parlay. Like the overs. Bucks, Bulls, over. I like the Bucks. Blazers, Grizzlies, over. I like the Grizzlies. Thoughts on those two? I'm not really interested in sides in those. Lean Devils puck line. I lean the opposite direction.
I could see the Devils puck line. This is why I lean just the team total.
New Jersey and the under.
I couldn't disagree anymore.
Ducks team total over is the play. And Cardinals. Dude, I want nothing. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yes, the Mets are against the Cardinals today. This whole spring training card today is lit. I instead have my college baseball card that's strolling across the bottom if anybody's interested in that. I will say we start off the slate with 3 gross NBA games. I do have 4 plays today though. So
yeah, and I was looking to dive deep into this card a little bit. It's a 9-game card. I have a couple plays that I had circled that I would like to bet. Like 2 bets. So we'll get into it here. Charlotte Hornets are at the Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers minus 11.5 point favorites. Total of 213.5 in this game. Let's get up the line history in this spot here, where we have this game opened up. If it'll click, eventually it will. There we go. Click. Just loading. There we go. Line opened up at an 11. It's still 11 on BetOnline. It's moved 5 cents towards the Sixers. Line opened up at a 216.5. It's down to a 214. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had a 5-cent line movement towards the Sixers. So not much of a market move there for that. Let's get into NBA all markets. There we go. We'll scroll to find this game. There it is. 77% of the tickets, 75% of the cash is on the is on the Charlotte Hornets. 8,050 tickets in. 90% of the tickets and 57% of the cash is on the under in this game as well. The line has moved towards that under. Looking at my projection for this game, I have this game projected at 11.5. So I think this line is pretty correct. Oh, my screen just went dark for a second. There we go.
We could still see you.
Yeah, that was weird. My screen went dark for a second there. I have no real interest in this game. Looking at this spot, I see no value on the side here in this one, so it's a pass.
All right, cool. We get to start off the card with a pass. The first 3 games are going to all be passes for me because it's an 11.5, a 9, and a 10.5 point spread. When it comes to the NBA, I'm not really interested in going after any widespread games unless I'm grabbing a dog. Yesterday, I grabbed the Hornets. They pushed the 12. So they're on a second leg of a back-to-back. I'm not really too interested in going after anything in this one. So once again, stay away spot for the first couple of games. And then I'll have more plays in the second part of the slate than I will in the first couple of games.
Fair.
Can you guys please tell us about these next few ECU baseball games? Yes, it's part of the Clark LeClaire Classic. So there is 4 teams currently in Greenville right now. ECU, Southeast Louisiana, Purdue, and CS Fullerton. Everybody will play everybody each day. Everybody will play everybody 1 game a day. And it's kind of like a mini tournament. It's for Keith LeClaire, which was the former head coach of East Carolina. And most of the time this weekend, if you watch the games, it's going to be very difficult to figure out which player is which because they're all going to wear 23. And that's for Mr. Leclerc. And it's because they are honoring him, which he died of ALS, and they're doing a whole ALS donation thing each year. And they've done this for, 16, 17 years now? Something in that range. So they've done this for a while. It's kind of a mini tournament they do in the beginning of every year. Last year, who came out last year? Long Beach State, Indiana, and I want to say Georgetown came out last year. But normally it's 3 random schools that get to come out to Greenville. And I remember watching a TikTok video from Long Beach State, and they asked all the players, "Oh, where was your favorite place to play?" Greenville, ECU, the Jungle, ECU. So it's a fun weekend. I will be at the Sunday game. I'm not gonna be able to make the Friday or Saturday game, but still very fun weekend. So it should be good.
Yeah, I'll be at today's game and Sunday's game. Just today.
Would you lay it with ECU today against Purdue? Well, I will say I did. I mean, yeah. Trey Savage is going to be one of the top pitchers drafted in the MLB draft next year. And I will say starting pitching for East Carolina, weekend starters at least, have allowed 1 earned runs for their first 6 starts. And by the way, Mel, right there, ECU minus 3.5. So there you go. Whoa, there's a lot of starting pitchers on the mound for MLB today. Yes, there is. Let's keep jumping into more NBA action, Nick.
Yeah, we have another decent size spread here with the Cavaliers as 9-point favorites, total of 221 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here between Cleveland and Detroit, where we have Cleveland opened up at a 9.5-point favorite. It's now down to a 9. So we've had a slight move towards the Pistons. And this line opened up at a 227. It's down to a 221.5. So we've had a massive line move dropped towards the under. 87% of the tickets are on the under, 7,900 tickets in. And then we have 76% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on the Pistons, and the line moving slightly towards them in this one here. And this feels like a potential spot where maybe this line's moved too far. Maybe the over could be worth a look here at this spot with the line dropping the way it has. I believe Cleveland's more of an under team, though, if I'm not mistaken. Let me get that up. Cleveland, in their last 10 games, have been 4-6 over under. They have gone over in back-to-back games. A lot of their totals, though, that they went under in 234.5, 224, 230, 222.5, 225.5, 234. So they're going under bigger numbers. But I could see this game potentially being a higher scoring game. The Pistons have just been an under machine, though, 7 straight unders for the Pistons. So I'm leaning over in this game. Some of their games, they are going over this 221.5 number. I can only look over in this game in this spot. I'm leaning over. I might pull the trigger on it. I don't know yet.
Once again, I know it might sound boring, but I just don't like betting these types of spreads. They haven't been good to me when I'm trying to, I never lay points in the NBA, not this many at least. And I'm not grabbing the Pistons at home here, although the Pistons have been better against the spread as of late. I will give them that. 6-4 their last 10, but not really any spot that I would want to go after them. So this is another let this game go, bet some other ones type of game.
Yeah, definitely Pistons or nothing. Definitely Pistons or nothing in this game if I'm betting the side. In this one.
Detroit +9 if you like under if Mitchell sits, and the opposite if he suits up. I'm not going to let myself dictate a total based on that, but good luck to you. I'm not going to bother going after that type of stuff. That's one more ugly game.
We have the Dallas Mavericks. They're 10.5-point road dogs in this game. As we're starting to see this line dip a little bit here, it's down to a 9.5. It opened up at a 7, got up to a 10, and now it's down to a 9.5. So we do actually have a move since the opening line towards Boston in this one here. Line opened up at a 240. It's down to a 235.5. So another line drop here in this one. I kind of want to take these games that these lines drop 4 or 5 points and go the other way and bet the overs in those. 38% of the tickets, 85% of the cash are on the over in this game. 10,317 tickets in. 70% of the tickets and 60% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the Mavericks on the spread in this game. My projection for this one, by the way, last game I had that game projected at 8.02. This one I have the Boston Celtics as a 9.44 point favorite. So at a 10.5, I lean towards the Dallas Mavericks in this game. And as for the total, I'm kind of interested in this over as well. And maybe I might move on this over as well. And I think I might move on that Detroit-Cleveland over. I kind of want to try it where if the line drops more than 4 points, I bet the over. It should just be like one of those plays where if the line drops as much as it does, you just bet the over and move on. And I think this is another one. I think this is another one of those spots where this line has plummeted because this line opened up at 240, and now it's down to a 235.5. I want to move on both this over and the previous over we just talked about in this one. So over 221 with Cleveland, Detroit, over 235 Boston and Dallas here.
Good luck. This is another spot that I once again I just didn't touch. Big spreads in the NBA. It's dog or nothing, and I'm guessing Luka's probably out today. That's my guess. If the spread is this wide, that there is some type of no Luka. Let's see, Luka questionable. So we'll see. That 10.5 tells me no Luka, but I'm not gonna bother with this game.
Sure.
Nice to see the ticker back. Yep, the ticker is back. I put my college baseball card in there. Let's jump to this game, which will be the first game that I have action in, Nick.
Here we go. We have the Golden State Warriors. They're at the Toronto Raptors. We have the Warriors minus 3.5 point road favorites, total of 237 in this game. Take a look at the line history here between Golden State and Toronto, where we have this game opened up with Golden State as 2-point favorites. It's up to a 3. So we've had a slight move towards Golden State in this game. Line opened up at a 238.5. It's down to a 237. So we've had a 1.5 line movement here towards the under in this game. 55% of the tickets are on the under, 5,732 tickets in, no cash flow. And then we have 12% of the tickets and 51% of the cash is on the Toronto Raptors in this game. The line moving slightly towards Golden State. I have this game projected around 2.5, 3 range. So I think this line's about right. Seeing it as a 3 on most books here. It's enough to keep me off the game. I would lean maybe slight under in this game, but no play here for me. Just going to pass.
I like the Raptors. And this is more of a fade of the Warriors right now. Because they did play last night. They had a big win in New York. Although I will say that they are looking better as of late. Since the All-Star break, their only loss was a 16-point loss to the Nuggets, which no shame in that. That's the best team in the league. And I just think on a second leg of a back-to-back, it's going to be tough, especially going over the border. This is a Raptors team that, since the All-Star break, is 3-1. Only loss was last game to the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks are a playoff team right now. That's fine. I think the line kind of tells me what I need to know. I like the Raptors. I got them at 3.5 in this one today, Nick.
Fair.
Back to the chat. I'm going to quickly. Are you putting up any hockey on the site today?
I'll probably put up both the overs.
All right. Sounds good. I'll put them up for you. What they were Arizona and New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Move on to the next game here. We have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Indiana Pacers. The Pelicans -5 with a total of 238.5 in this game. Line opened up at 3.5. It's up to a 5. So we've got to move towards the Pelicanos in this game. Line opened up at a 238. It's up to a 239 now. So we've had to move towards the over. We've had to move towards the Pelicans in this one here. Where we have 48% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the Pelicanos. The line's gone from 3.5 to 5. 14,827 tickets in. 86% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the over. The lines move towards the over in this game here. I have this game projected around a 4, so I have a slight lean towards the Pacers. I thought this opening line was about correct. And one thing that was kind of interesting, and I'm assuming injuries were a big part of it last game, these two teams just played, and the Pacers were 6-point home favorites. And now all of a sudden they're 5-point road dogs. We switched venues. It's an 11-point swap. I think that may be a little much, but I think injuries definitely had to play in there as well. I have no interest in this game at all. It's a simple pass for me.
Pulling up injury reports to see if that's tiered list. I don't need tiers. I want. All right, cool. We're looking at Indiana and New Orleans. No significant injuries in this game. I would look at this game. It's tough for two teams that are kind of equal to each other to win both. Indiana won the last matchup. I could see New Orleans winning this one. Although 5 points, I feel like the Pacers could keep this one a little bit close. But I could also see this one being a high-scoring back-and-forth game. But I will say, you look at Indiana. Remember this team that was going over every single game? Yeah, it's not that anymore. They've gone under in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of their last 10 games. So this Pacer team has become more of an under, which in result could be a little bit more value in overs now in Pacer games. But I'm not going to try to mess with that right now. So this one's another pass for me. I will have plays in, I believe, the next couple. The next 3 games. So 3 out of the last 4 games I'll have plays in.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this next game we'll talk about in a second here, because it's one game I have circled. So yeah,
there you go.
I'm back. What do you say about the Ducks game, Nick? I like the Ducks team total over 2.5. I like the full game over 6.5. Pacers just beat the Pels on ESPN, so public will be on the Pacers. Actually, the public and the Sharps are on the Pelicans tonight. Most of the bigger bets are coming in. We have 48% of the tickets. Actually, the Sharps are on. Actually, yeah, I would say the public is on the Pacers in this one here. 48% of the tickets, 89% of the cash on the Parleys. So makes sense. We'll move on though, where we have the Portland Trailblazers and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are 1-point favorites in this game. Total of 208 in this spot. And I would like to know injuries for this game here, Tim, before I move on this game, because I'm very interested in this game here. Let's take a look at the line history, which is very concerning for the side I like, because this game opened up at a 3 and it's now down to a 1.5 for Memphis. Line opened up at a 208. It's up to a 208.5. So we've had a slight move towards the over, and we've had a move towards the Blazers, which 69% of tickets and 66% of the cash on the Grizzlies, and the line's moving towards the Blazers, which is concerning for me. 46% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the spread for the Grizzlies. I wonder how much of this money in these tickets came in when this line had already dropped on the money line and on the spread with the Grizzlies is what I truly wonder. And if there are any injuries, because I have the Grizzlies as around a 5-point favorite in this game, which I see lots of value on the Grizzlies here at this pick'em price tag. This is one of the games I had circled that I would like to back the Grizzlies here at -115 on the money line. What's your thoughts on this game?
I did bet the Grizzlies. The injury news is Jaren Jackson Jr. out for the
so it is
Grizzlies. I'm not concerned about that. It's more of a fate of Portland for me, who has been just really bad as of late. The last time they won was in January. They lost every single game in February to Denver, Detroit, New Orleans, Minnesota, Denver, Charlotte, Miami. Wow, they played Denver 3 times in February. That's rough. I think they get Denver one more time too before the end of the year. Yeah, they March 23rd they have Denver again. This is more of a fate of Portland than a backing of Memphis, because Memphis is also winless since coming back from the break. Although they are covering spreads, they've covered in 5 out of their last 6 games, which at 1.5 really means nothing. I do like a little bit of Memphis today, so I did take them. I got -110 for them.
There you go. Yeah, I'm taking Memphis at -115 here in this spot. Maybe I'm falling for a trap, but it is what it is.
Back to the chat. I'm quickly putting up all the stuff up on the site.
Yeah. Blazers Grizzlies over. I can see the over in this game. The market kind of likes it. It's a 208, so it's a very, very low total. So it's just kind of interesting there. We'll move on here. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings. The Wolves 6.5-point favorites. Total 224.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between these Wolves and Kings. Where it opened up at a 7, it's down to a 6.5. So we've had a half-point line movement here towards Sacramento. Line opened up at a 223.5, and it has ticked up to a 224. So we've had a slight move towards the over, and we've had a slight move towards the Kings in this one here. With 66% of the tickets are on the T-Wolves, 50-50 split on the cash, 6,100 tickets in. And then 69% of the tickets, nice, are on the over with no cash flow here. And the line's ticked up towards the over here in this spot as well. I had this game lined at 7, so I thought this was about right for this game. And I really don't have too much of an interest in this one here. I wanted to back the Timberwolves a little bit. The market is okay with it. But this is not a game I'm going to get involved with here.
I did get involved with it, and it's on the opposite side, as you mentioned. I like the Kings. And the main reason why is, what was the last thing that we saw from the Kings, Nick?
They got blown out.
They got blown out by Denver by 21. And I think this could, they played Miami and Denver back-to-back games, but I think this could be a good spot for them to bounce back. At least keep this game close. Don't get me wrong. Minnesota's been playing really well. They are 3-1 since the All-Star break, which their only loss was to Milwaukee. So this team has been playing some good basketball. They've also haven't really played anybody. Their 3 wins since the All-Star break was Brooklyn, San Antonio, and Memphis. And they did not cover in 2 out of 3 of those games. So it's more of a backing of the Kings after that rough game. I think this game can be very competitive, if not possibly a Kings outright tonight versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Keep in mind, T-Wolves are heavily invested in this in the Western Conference standings because they are currently number 1 in the West. How about yesterday, real quick? Oklahoma City lost to San Antonio. So that puts Minnesota up by 1 game over OKC, 1.5 games over Denver, 4 games now over the Clippers. This is a Sacramento spot for me.
Sure. Yeah, I'm staying off. Yeah, we will. Let's see. Bum fight. Yeah, the Grizzlies Blazers. Senators money line. That's -1900. Here's the bold take of the day. The LA Clippers
Senators is minus 190, not 1900.
Minus 190, yeah. The Clippers are 16-1.
Wow, that's actually some value right there.
We'll get into that game. I had that game circled a little bit to maybe make a play on. Milwaukee Bucks are 4-point road favorites, total of 222 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have Milwaukee opened up as a 5.5. It's down to a 4, which is kind of interesting. The line moving towards the Bulls. Line opened up at a 225.5. It's moved down to a 221.5. So we've had a 4-point drop, which makes me interested in that over. And especially with 93% of the tickets on the over. Yeah, on the under, my bad. I'll take some over in this game probably with a 4-point drop in it. 36% of the tickets and 76% of the cash on Chicago. So we have the sharp money on Chicago here in this spot. I have them priced at about 2.5-point dog. So I see value here in the +4 with the Bulls as well. Maybe this sets up nicely for a Bulls team total over, full game over type of play here in this one. And what is this Bulls team total in this game? It is 109.5. I'm going to move on that. I'm going to move on Bulls team total over, full game over in this spot. With the line moving down the way it has, public all over the under, I will go ahead and I let the public bet this total down 4 points, and I will go and try to jump over it. Over 221.5 and Bulls team total over 109.5 is where I'm going to go in this game.
I'm on the Bucks. And it's more of a, what did we just see from the Bulls? A double overtime win against one of the hottest teams in the NBA. And the reason why it's so close is, it's the Bucks on the road. Trust me, I don't trust the Bucks on the road all that often. I've been shit talking this team the entire year, and they're 39-21, so they've been good. But this is I like the Bucks in this one. And I was on the Bulls last game when they were against Cleveland. I believe I've been reading this Bulls team pretty well. I think this is their crap game. I like Milwaukee in this one. So I will be on the Bucks minus the 4. That's actually my last play that I have on the card. So there you go. No real link towards the total, though. I will say that. No total.
Well, hopefully they can have a crap game and put up 112 points and lose 126 to 112. There you
go. Bucks, Bulls over. I could. Bucks the over. So I personally don't. I haven't bet the total. Bucks are only 4-point faves versus the Bulls. The Bulls have been playing a little bit better as of late. So I don't know. And everybody down on the Bucks right now. Tim, remember earlier this week when I suggested Wizards to finish with the fewest wins at +250, now they're -115. Good call. Mel, I should start listening to you more often. Because you could have made us a bunch of money already. That OT was 2 days ago. I don't think it hurts them, but it's more of a public reception of what did everybody just see. The last game that they saw from the Bulls, they went and they beat the Cavs. So that's kind of my take on it. I like the Bucks too. Yeah, I think the Bucks take control in this game. Final game of the card, Nick, and this one is disgusting.
Yeah, we have the LA Clippers as 15.5-point home favorites, total 238.5 in this game. Let's take a look at this line history where it opened up at a 14.5. It's up to a 15.5. So we've had it move up, and I saw 16s this morning. Open up at 239.5. It's down to 238.5. So we've had a slight move, 1-point move towards the under. With 75% of the tickets, 73% of the cash on the under, 58% of the tickets, and 99% of the cash is on the Clippers. The lines move towards the Clippers in the spot here. I have the Wizards circled as a team I would like to back in this game. However, I would have bet the Wizards would have been a bet for me if the Clippers beat the Lakers the other night.
Yep.
Because of the way the Clippers finished that last game, I think that's enough to keep me off of this game. There's no way in hell I'm laying -15.5 with the Clippers. That's just never going to happen. It's Wizards or nothing for me. But with the way that last game went down against the Lakers, they might come out pissed. If you like the Clippers, I think the Washington Wizards are alive for a backdoor cover in this game where they're down 20 late and they go on a small run to lose by 13 type of thing. But I could see this being a 20-point game at halftime. And maybe if you like the Clippers, you take them first quarter, you take them first half type of situation there. So that's where I'm leaning in this game. Would be Wizards or nothing. No play.
You're in the exact same page. I wanted to bet the Wizards. But A, they went to overtime yesterday. Got to keep that one in mind. B, it's a second leg of back-to-back, but it's in the same stadium. So I'm not really as worried about that. B, you got the Clippers who are coming off of losing and blowing a big-ass lead to the Lakers. That is embarrassing. Embarrassing that you would go, that they would be able to go and do that. I'm staying away from this game. I wanted to bet the Wizards, but I can't. I just cannot do it. But I'm not laying 15.5 on the Clippers. Although, could we come back tomorrow and say, wow, I can't believe the Clippers won by 30? Yeah, I could say that. But I'm not trying to do that. If you're going to take the Clippers, minus 20, minus 23, something in that range, try to get as much plus money. But I'm not taking them minus 15 like that.
Yeah.
I don't see the Bulls stopping the G-Man. Giannis. Yeah, I agree. I'm on the Parleys first half. Good luck. They're 15 for a reason. I agree. And good morning to Untouchable. Untouchable, good morning. That was the last game we talked about. We're talking about today. Once again, and I will say, and I'll kind of mention it. College baseball today. I know it's been scrolling on the bottom, but here's the laundry list of games. Towson plus 4.5. They are against. Who are they against? I don't have it up anymore. NC State. They're against NC State. Old Dominion money line. East Carolina minus 3.5. Happy Trader Savage Day. Dalbab minus 2.5. TCU minus 2.5. Gasso money line plus 140. ULL plus 2.5. That one's against Vandy. Georgia Tech against 8-1. Georgia minus 115. Indiana plus 135 after their ugly loss to IFPW in the midweek. Clemson plus 110 because it's personal versus South Carolina. Miami plus 135 because it's personal versus Florida. Texas plus 115 and UConn plus 145. Those are the college baseball plays for today. So I forgot I mentioned those. That is everything. So housekeeping, recap, and all that stuff. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. Appreciate the support. Check out all the links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. I just posted out the entire card for today. So if you guys are interested in all that, it is over there. If I'm betting anything in the NHL, I'm quacking up with the Ducks. For the NBA, I like the Raptors. I like the Grizzlies. I like the Kings and the Bucks. Nick?
Yeah, I'm rocking with the over in that Coyotes Senators game over 6.5, and then Ducks team total over 2.5, full game over 6.5, and then I got Cleveland Detroit over 221. I got Boston Dallas over 235. I got the Grizzlies minus 115. I got the Bulls team total over 109.5, and the full game over 221.5 as well. So that's what I'm rolling with for today.
Coyotes was rough. Leafs, LOL, still a decent NHL night. Predators, Islanders, Sabres, Kings, and Kraken in the under. By the way, Nick, according to Money Puck, Sabres 2.7% chance to make the playoffs. Capitals in the under. Yotes, money line in the over. Good luck. Mount St. Mary's. I don't even know who they're playing.
They are playing Canisius, and we have a slight lean towards Canisius in that game at 1.5. We have it around 2.5.
And then Loshai, yes. Loshai today, Pick'em versus ranked Dayton, 100%.
There you go.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.